I still don't have a kitchen countertop, but what I do have is a slow cooker. So what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be sharing 6 new dump and go slow cooker recipes with you. These recipes are extra special because they're on the healthier side, but yet they are still very affordable and they taste phenomenal. Let's get to my kitchen and let's get started. To kick us off today, we are making this easy herby chicken and vegetables. We're going to get started on the seasoning mixture first. So into this bowl, add in a half a teaspoon of dried thyme, a teaspoon of dried rosemary, garlic powder, and onion powder, then a half a teaspoon of paprika, now a teaspoon of salt, and half a teaspoon of pepper. This chicken is so flavorsome and delicious. Give this a little stir to kind of combine the seasonings all together. Now I'm going to set the seasoning mixture to the side. I'm going to work on the potatoes now. I have about 1.5 pounds of little potatoes. You could use any type of little potatoes you like. Just wash them and cut them in half. Now I'm getting started on the dressing. This dressing is so good. It's a 1/3 cup of balsamic vinegar with 3 tablespoons of honey. Just mix these 2 ingredients together super duper well until the honey is no longer like clumpy. And then that is all you have to do for this dressing. It really amplifies the veggies and the chicken. But since I don't have a kitchen countertop, I really don't have a working kitchen sink or like stove or dishwasher. So I've been doing all my dishes in the bathroom, and it's not super easy to fit like a crock pot in the bathroom sink. So I'm using these slow cooker liners today just to help me with cleanup in the end. So onto one side of the slow cooker, I added my potatoes. On the other side, I'm adding 1 pound of little baby carrots. You could really use any veggies you like for this recipe, but my family just loves these ones. Now into the center of the slow cooker, I added 4 boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and then I drizzled a tablespoon of olive oil over the top. Next, sprinkle that seasoning mixture all over the chicken and the veggies. Then drizzle the dressing over the top as well. Next, add about 1 tablespoon of minced garlic over the top, and this will cook on low for about 6 to 7 hours. 30 minutes before the cooking time is up, just add in 1 pound of trimmed asparagus if you like asparagus, and then let this continue to cook for 30 more minutes, and that's going to cook the asparagus perfectly. The asparagus won't be like mushy in the end. This dinner is so easy to throw together. It is packed full of so many different veggies, and like I said before, if you want to use different veggies, you certainly can. You could use all different types of veggies for this recipe, but this is so delicious. You have your protein from the chicken and the veggies, you have your starch from the potatoes, and those carrots and asparagus are just flavored so good. You absolutely need to try this one out. Now we're making this enchilada quinoa, and this one is for all of my meatless meal friends. So into your slow cooker, add in 1.5 cups of uncooked quinoa. This is the brand I used. And then after you add that in there, go ahead and add in a 15-ounce can of drained black beans. Next, add in 1 diced jalapeno. If you're not a jalapeno fan, you certainly don't have to add that in. Also, my jalapeno was fresh, but you could use like jarred or canned jalapeno. Then I added in a diced yellow onion, followed by a 14-ounce can of diced tomatoes. Then I'm adding in a 10-ounce can of red enchilada sauce. If you're not a red enchilada sauce fan, you could always use green enchilada sauce as a substitute. Then I'm adding in a 12-ounce bag of frozen corn, followed by a tablespoon of minced garlic, a cup of water, then add in a tablespoon and a half of taco seasoning. This recipe is amazing because you could add so many different other veggies to it. You could take veggies away, you could add different beans, you don't have to add the corn in. You could really do whatever you like to this recipe, and it will turn out so yummy in the end. Let this cook on low for about 6 hours or until that quinoa is beautifully fluffy in the end. Then give it another good stir to kind of fluff up that quinoa and mix the ingredients all together one last time. And then you could serve this up. You could top yours with anything that you love. We just topped ours with a little bit of shredded cheese, guacamole, and sliced green onions. This is so good. This is also a great meal if you want to meal prep it for lunches or dinners for the week. It is absolutely so flavorsome and so yummy. Now we're making this amazing pork tenderloin, and I love cooking with pork tenderloin just because it's not very fatty and there's so much meat for an affordable cost. Also, don't mind me using another slow cooker liner. These huge slow cookers are just so big, they really won't fit in my bathroom sink. But right into your slow cooker, add in your pork tenderloin. Use between 2 to 3 pounds of it. Next, add in 1 packet of Lipton onion soup mix. Just kind of sprinkle it over the top. This is going to give the pork a lot of added flavor. Then add in 1.25 cups of chicken broth. After you add that in there, you're going to add in 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, or you could really use any type of vinegar. Then 2 tablespoons of minced garlic, followed by 3 tablespoons of low sodium soy sauce. Put the lid on top and let this cook on low for about 7 hours. That is all you have to do. It's not super beautiful at this point, but once you slice it up and try it, you're going to be making it over and over again. Just make sure you pour some of that sauce from the slow cooker all over the top of it. We just served ours over a bed of white rice, but you could serve yours over egg noodles or however you choose to do so. This is so good. Now we're making these fantastic burrito bowls, which are so great to meal prep for lunches or dinners. So right into your slow cooker, add in 1 diced yellow onion, followed by 2 chicken breasts. You could always add more or less chicken if you'd like, or you could leave the chicken out to make this meatless. But after you add your chicken in, add in a drained can of corn, a drained and rinsed can of black beans, then add in 1 can of rotel, and then for the seasonings, go ahead and add in 1/2 teaspoon of dried oregano, 1/2 teaspoon of cumin, then a teaspoon of chili powder, a teaspoon of salt, and then you're going to add in a tablespoon of lime juice. This is really, really yummy. After that, add in 2 tablespoons of minced garlic and give this a little stir to kind of, mix the ingredients up a bit. Cook this on low for about 6 hours. Once the cooking time is up and the chicken's cooked through, all you have to do is shred up your chicken. I'm shredding mine with my meat masher, but you could shred it up with 2 forks and then you could serve up your dinner. The best part about these burrito bowls is you could serve them however you choose to do so. I've served them over a bed of rice in the past. I've served them over a bed of lettuce, kind of like as a lettuce bowl. But today we served ours with some tortilla strips over the top with some guacamole, sour cream, and this is so, so good. So easy to throw together, and you could really make it your own so easily. Now we're making this Greek chicken, so into a smaller bowl, add in 1 cup of plain Greek yogurt. Make sure it's the plain Greek yogurt, not the vanilla yogurt. This is probably just me, but there's been a time that I accidentally used like the vanilla yogurt instead of the plain one, just by mistake, but like I said, it's probably just me. Anyway, after you add that yogurt into the bowl, add in 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, 1 teaspoon of salt, and then a tablespoon of minced garlic, followed by 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. Give this a stir. You could also add in fresh dill if you'd like, or other herbs, but I kept this pretty simple for today. Now you're going to set this to the side. Into your slow cooker, add in about 2 pounds of chicken breast. I did cube my chicken. Next, add in 1/3 cup of the Greek sauce. Make sure you refrigerate the rest of the Greek sauce because we're going to be using it for the end, so just keep it in the fridge in a little container just so it stays good and fresh. Give this a little stir and cook this on low for about 5 to 6 hours or until the chicken's cooked through. Once you do have your chicken cooked through, you're going to remove your chicken to a plate, set it to the side, and then you're going to discard the liquid at the bottom of the slow cooker. Now all you have to do is add the cooked chicken back into the slow cooker with about 1/3 cup more of the Greek sauce. Give this a little stir and let this cook for about 5 more minutes. I know it's not looking super beautiful yet, but you just have to trust me. This Greek chicken is out of this world good. It is so delicious. This is also a recipe that you can make for a huge group of people by doubling it or tripling it, or you could half this recipe too for less people. But now all you have to do is assemble your Greek chicken. So I used some of this naan bread from the store. I like it and it is just easy. So heat it up for a little bit, add your chicken onto your plate with a little bit of red onion, cucumber, feta cheese, or you could really use any veggies that you like. I also added a little bit of tomato and some of that Greek sauce that we made up earlier. Just drizzle it all over the top, and let me tell you, this Greek chicken is so good. Like I said, you could add olives to this. You could really add other veggies, make it your own so easily. It is so good. We like to kind of put the Greek chicken and veggies on top of that bread, and it is 10 out of 10. It's so good. You have to try this one. Now we're getting started on the slow cooker chicken and rice. So right into your slow cooker, add in 1 diced yellow onion. Next, add in about 1 pound of cubed chicken breast. After that, add in 1 cup of uncooked brown rice. Make sure it's not like the minute brown rice. Make sure it's regular uncooked brown rice. After you add that in there, add in 2 cups of chicken broth. After you add the chicken broth in, add in your seasoning. So add in a teaspoon of dried thyme, a teaspoon of salt, and then a dash of pepper. After you add that in there, add in a tablespoon of minced garlic, and then all you have to do is give this a good stir. Then let this cook on low for about 5 to 6 hours. You want the chicken and rice to be cooked through. You want that chicken to be like nice and tender and the rice to be nice and fluffy. Once your chicken's cooked through and the rice is tender, next all you have to do is stir in a half a cup of shredded cheddar cheese. You could really use any type of shredded cheese though. You don't have to use like cheddar or Colby Jack. Any cheese would do. Then add in 3 cups of frozen thawed mixed vegetables, or you could just use frozen thawed peas or really any type of like thawed out veggies that you like. Give this a stir and then let this cook for about 5 more minutes just to heat the veggies through and melt the cheese, and then you could serve this up. We topped ours with a little bit more cheese and fresh parsley just to make it look pretty. But if you are looking for a complete slow cooker recipe, this one is so delicious just because it has the rice in it, it has the veggies and the chicken. My little ones absolutely love this dinner. I would really love to have you over here, so make sure you're subscribed and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.